What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of NYC Adoptee. Today is day 7, the first full week of shooting every day, of documenting this journey every day. Guys, if you are new to the channel, this is an exploration vlog, a daily vlog, a raw and unfiltered vlog that chronicles my journey as a Korean American adoptee and my struggles to kind of find purpose and get unstuck from this period of stuckness. It's been a tough year, been a tough couple of years trying to figure this out. And I know a lot of people out there feel the same way, so I'm documenting my struggles with the hopes that it can help someone out there, and with the hopes that I can get out of this period, because it is really, really crippling. So that's the point of the vlog. Today's video particularly is documenting my second and potentially third and fourth, really the rest of college. Yesterday's video I focused on the first year of college and the transition from high school into college, identified some interesting patterns and things that may explain why I am the way that I am. This whole thing is an experiment, and I'm really just kind of stumbling through this in a very raw and unfiltered way on camera. So not every video is perfect. Every video is slightly different because I'm currently in the process of figuring out the best structure, the best approach for this series, and you guys are all coming along for the ride with me. So, yeah. Before I touch down and start the segment where I kind of work on the actual issue and come to a conclusion, I do want to mention something. Since it is the end of the first week, it's the first full 7 days of shooting every day, and I just want to put some disclaimers out there, kind of my thought process in regards to the production of this channel. When I first started shooting, I knew I was going to save up some footage, so I've shot every day. That part is honest. How I'm going to post and release those episodes, it has been TBD. Originally, I was thinking of posting every day, but honestly, I think that's just a bit overkill, and it's pretty heavy subject matter, so I don't want to just like cram it down people's throats. So what I'm going to do is, what I've decided is, I'm going to continue to, for the first 30 days of this vlog, I'm going to shoot every day, because it's actually a really therapeutic and helpful exercise just for me to do that and to film it and document it. And really the overall hope for this channel and this project is that I get to a place of being able to write a script or a book, a biography, or whatever it is, or preferably do a documentary, like a full-on documentary where I tell my story without stumbling through it, and kind of, you know, have a final product. That's the hope. So this process right now, the first 30 days, is really important for me to push through. So I'm going to push through 30 days, film every day for 30 days, with the exception of some things that I have scheduled. And I'm going to post twice a week. So twice a week you'll see the first week you'll see day 1 and day 2, second week day 3 and day 4, etc. That's going to be the posting schedule for the immediate first 30 days of filming. And then after that, I think I'm gonna take a beat and kind of refocus and try to figure out what I want to do for the channel. And I'm thinking I want to make more succinct videos. So once I figure out all of this basic stuff, which is like, you know, the foundational work, then I can move on to broader conceptual topics of adoption, of growing up in New York City, of being learning disabled, whatever the topic is. I'll then know enough about myself to be able to speak on the matter. So in terms of production, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to post the first video today, which will be delayed for you guys. But I'm excited. I'm also a little nervous, and like, it's a combination of both. But today is the day that I'm going to post the first video, and that starts the time clock, that starts the process officially. So I'm shooting day 7 and posting day 1. That's where we're at. Alright, let's touch down. We're going to get into it. gotta find a nice sunny spot. It's fucking sunny today. Maybe right there. Maybe right there. Perfect. All right, let me get set up and we're going to start the video. All right, guys, we're going to do the handlebar setup. I have this little octopus grip thing and it's fucking amazing. I haven't used it until now. So I'm going to be here. Ugh. Man, it is bright today. Oh my God, it's so sunny out today. All right, guys, so for this section, I wanted to do it outside because it's so nice. It's almost too nice. The sun is like directly in my eyes. But today I want to focus on the second year of college, and already, depending on how this goes, maybe the second, third, and fourth. I don't know how this all rolled together. The latter portion of college. Yesterday's video was kind of tracking my transition into the first year and the first year of college. And I found some interesting takeaways. If you're interested in that part, check out the video from the day prior. But essentially, what I found was this commonality, this through line of me not finding my place. And didn't have to do with adoption. It had to do with the nature of how I progressed through grade school and then transitioned into college. So in a nutshell, I jumped around from my grade school years, from lower school to middle school to high school. And each time I jumped around, I struggled to find my place because every new school that I started, all the students that were already there had known each other since they were in kindergarten and preschool. In high school, the criteria for making friends is proximity to one another and just who you grew up with, how long you've been around people. So I constantly didn't have that in common, and so I was constantly trying to prove my self-worth and try to earn my way into this new group of people. Now, eventually in high school, I did find a way in, and the way I found that way in was through working a camera and making funny films. Like I made jackass films. I like to skateboard, so I did skate films. I did basketball films of the basketball team, right? So I found my way into the group, and that's really what film was to me. It was just a means to connect to people. It wasn't that I was so interested in film. However, everyone around me, for no fault of anyone's, is just the common thing that you would lead you to believe that I wanted to make films. So at the time when everybody was applying for college, everyone said you should go to film school, and then I started saying I should go to film school, and it just became this kind of misconception that I was the film guy. So I applied to film school, I got in, but underneath the surface of all that, I didn't really care about film. I just cared about making connections with people. And at the time, that was the way to do it. So I went to film school, and the thing about college that I realized was the criteria for making friends is different. Again, high school, proximity to people and how long you've been around people is the main criteria for who's in your friend group. In college, it shifts to your interests and your beliefs and your principles. Those types of commonalities bring to get people together in college. Now, I was entering a very focused school, a film school, where all kids who went there really wanted to make films and had favorite directors, favorite films, ideas for films they wanted to make. They were passionate about this, and I didn't really care about any of that. So what I realized was I banged around high school trying to figure out where I fit, and only found it through this thing. Then I continued on to a place that specializes in the thing, only to find that the people who also are interested in that thing are actually interested in that thing, and I was not. So at every stage, I was kind of misfocused on how to make friends. I was so focused on making friends and making those connections and being accepted that I in turn wasn't. So that was an interesting through line, and that led me to
the next phase, which was the second year of college on, in which the race things, all the race issues started piling on top. So that's what I'm going to get into today. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to film the whole thing for myself, and then I'll cut that part out and jump back in with the conclusion or just a sum up of what I've covered and any realizations that I may have had. So I'll check back in I guess like an hour. It's usually like an hour and a half to 2. But yeah. All right, guys, so I'm gonna do a little sum up here. This is my initial sum up after talking it through for the first time. Sun has gone down, it's a little cold right now. Essentially, the second half or the latter portion of college after the first year reinforced the notions that occurred at the end of high school and the first year of college. So immediately getting to college, I realized that I didn't connect to people in the same way. I didn't connect to people on an interest or principle or passion-based criteria because I wasn't really into film. So that forced my hand, right? I was kind of at a fork in the road. It's like you meet people based off interest and really get into that interest and you forge a relationship that way, or you pull out and you look somewhere else. So I had to pull out and I looked somewhere else. And what I found was to occupy all that time that I had, work was the next best thing. So I took a job in the cafeteria, and that did 2 things. It situated me, well, it did a couple things. The first is that it forced interaction with the same people who I would have connected with through interests. It put me in contact with them in a different way. So I was still getting that connection, but I had to go about it a different way. I had to see everybody when they got food because I made it for them. And so inevitably it was like, hey, do you want to hang out? You want to go party? And it was like, cool, I'm in, right? I'm in a different way. The drawback to that was that it ended up objectifying me, because just like I was perceived, I kind of found my way in high school through film, but I really wasn't the film guy. Like that was just the thing that happened to spark people's interest, and I said, yeah, that's me, I'll take it. And it's kind of the same thing here. As people got to know me just through like serving them, people figured out, well, they knew I was Asian. They found out I was from New York. I dressed the part. I had the clean sneakers, the earrings, the box cut hair, everything. So like I seemed cool and like hip, right? And I worked with minorities in like a working class job. So that's like, it was all cool things. And so like I kind of took on this persona of like the cool Asian from New York who works in the cafeteria. Like this guy's real, right? So I was kind of, again, playing a part to get in to the group. So I felt, even at the time, I remember I felt kind of objectified. I was not really me, but I was like playing this part. The second thing that this job did for me was it did give me a taste of what it's like to just be accepted for who you are. The people I worked with, albeit very different, I would like to think that I really forged some real friendships with them just based off working together. Now these guys were very different than me, and inevitably eventually it became kind of a reinforcement of my rejection, because what happened was these guys are like 20, 30 years older than me. They're black, they're from like down and out neighborhoods, disenfranchised situations, been in and out of prison, had all types of drama going on in their life that I could never, we just weren't from the same worlds. But that was the group I was around, and that was the group I associated with, and they wanted to get to know me, and we chatted when we worked, so it felt real. In that whole talking segment that I did for myself, there was a particular incident, not an incident, but there was something that happened where I went to hang out with one of them. I don't share names, but the guy that I was closest with, I went to hang out with him at his place, and so I went to his neighborhood and realized I was very out of place, and it was like a totally different type of neighborhood than I ever been in, and his life was totally different than I ever been around. Drugs, crime, different way of interacting with people, all in all, not for me. And at the end of that, he walked me to the train because that's how I was getting home, and he told me, he's like, I love you, like, love spending time with you, man, this is all good, but don't come around here again. Like, you can't come out here. It's not good for you, it's not good for me. And that was just him drawing the line in the sand, really doing me a favor of telling me you're gonna get hurt being around this type of life. Like, it's not gonna work. And now I can see that as a good thing, but back then it felt like rejection again. From the group that I felt most comfortable with. So we continued to hang out, and like, I understood, even at that time, I understood what he was telling me, and I didn't feel comfortable in that environment anyway. But I couldn't help but feel like, oh man, another one, right? So those are interesting themes. I haven't quite tied them all together yet, but it was interesting to see them all together. The college group part is interesting because it's the same dynamic as high school. Slightly different, but the same thing of taking whatever scrap of acceptance I could get and working my way in, but it's totally not conducive to actually building any real relationships. So it's this hollow kind of part that I'm playing. And then the other part is just a little bit easier to digest, but like just not fitting in. Like, on face value, like, just doesn't work. And that's a little more tangible, and that's something that is easier to swallow because I can hold it a little bit more. And then there was a third element to today's discoveries that was like a particular event that happened, me getting jumped as a result of being Asian. When I look back at it now, it was a bunch of stupid white kids driving around in a car. They said something to me, I spit on their car, they jumped me. And that's just, it really probably wasn't even in their hearts race-based. They were just being obnoxious and assholes, and I took the bait. But that sent me down this center path, right? So those are the two social paths, the interacting with college kids, and then the trying to find my home with black people, I guess is how I would describe it. And then there's the middle path of me as an Asian. I got jumped for being Asian. I'm young and immature, and you know, it's right after, it's on the heels of that experience. So like, I'm not thinking about it like I do now. It was just that a bunch of white kids jumped me. I don't like white people anymore. Like, forget white people. That sent me down this path of separating myself prematurely from anybody who's white. Just saying like, I know what your people are about. It's a very tribal thing. Like, not going down the path, you guys are racist, like, fuck white people, right? That's where I was at. So I started pursuing Asian women. Well, let me rephrase. There were like 5 Asian people at the school. Majority of them were women, so I just started getting to know them, and I also wanted to date them. Like, it just was a thing at the time. Like, it checked 2 boxes, so I was like, if I'm going to date someone, I want it to be an Asian woman that maybe could get me. And that, the particular person that I dated, it turned into like, let me show you how to be Asian. Like, it's so weird that you, like, how could you not know anything about being Asian? Let me show you. And I think it was genuinely meant to be like a nice thing, but it turned into, again, a sense of objectification because I was this thing. I was like this Asian that didn't know how to be Asian, like, oh, how cute, right? And I really didn't take well to that because it just made me feel different and not really accepted. It was like I was there for show. So those are 3 things, the 3 main lines of me dealing with identity in college that are kind of separate, but they all build on one another. And that's where I came to at the end of today. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna ride. I gotta go into, I have to go further into Queens. I'm in Long Island City right now. I gotta go in, I think, Sunnyside. I'm meeting a friend for coffee. I'm gonna ride. We're gonna get there, and I'll probably do my tie up, my recap at the end of the day. I'm gonna take a roundabout way to get there though, because it's nice outside of the shade. It's really nice. So that's where I'm at.
Hey man, it's gonna be loud for a sec. Just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Maybe go this way. Switch it up a little bit. Little GS action. So it's interesting to look at those years, because so far everything is built on the previous stage, which is seemingly obvious, but like when you really bear down on each stage and you it makes a lot of sense before I even got to the race stuff. I think originally I had thought of my adoption and my race issues as being the focus, like that was at the root of everything, but I don't think that's the case. I'm actually, as I go through this process, I'm starting to find out that I think the race thing is so much more personal, and it's much more intrinsic to my core identity. However, it came after all of these different stages of not fitting in and kind of figuring out that like I don't belong in some way, shape, or form. That when it hit, it's popped up numerous times throughout my life, and I think it's yet another reminder of the fact that I don't fit, even on like that base level. So like my identity and my life has been a series of not fitting in, right? And that's just, and like I can grapple with that because I played some part of that experience, right? Like that's been part of my timeline. But then to take it one step further back and into such a deep and personal level, something like that transpired before any of this even happened, to find out or to be reminded that I don't fit in that way too. I think is very hurtful and very like, oh shit. It's almost like, seriously, like this goddamn thing again, like, ah, shit. Aren't I different enough? Like, I already know I don't fit. Like, don't tell me this shit too, right? It's kind of in that vein to me. So, I think what I'm finding, yeah, is that my adoption is seemingly second to all these other forms of being rejected, like, which is, it's like almost insult to injury, right? Gotta be careful on this fucking gravel. Jesus Christ. Which is an interesting turn of events because it's not at all. Not at all what I thought the case was going to be. Totally backwards. So much so that, like, I was looking for. There's that episode a couple days ago that I was looking for issues in my younger years, and they just weren't there. Like, I'm not saying that my adoption wasn't, me being adopted isn't a source of pain or not a problem, but it certainly for me is, I think, backseat to the other forms of rejection. Right? Like, it's a little less straightforward than I thought. So that's a really interesting takeaway that I've kind of, after the first week of doing this, that's a lot of ground to cover and a lot of seeming discoveries, right? So at some point here, I'm gonna need to sit down and write some of this out. That's the other part of this, is like, this is all great and this is helping me get through it, but to, like, I have diagrams for each one except for today. These are interesting thoughts that, like, they connect, and I think I actually slightly have become inspired to do, like, not a painting. I draw and I use markers, so maybe some kind of drawing, like, I have some ideas. I can't put it into words, but, like, some kind of piece that represents maybe each stage and put them together would be interesting and probably beneficial. So, I don't know, perhaps another form of media is going to be incorporated to this series. Yeah, today's those three different things that took place in college, in my college years, they run adjacent to one another. How I forged my relationships with the other people who are at the college through work, so not on the traditional way. It is an alternative route to friendship and making connections than the average college student, because I didn't have the other means to do so. And in the process, I took on this persona which wasn't really me. So I wasn't really making the connections that I craved, but I was making a connection in some way. That's route one. Route two, the other storyline going on, is seemingly finding my family and my group. Where's he going? Finding my family, my group, and the wrong group of people who gave me everything I needed, but I just wasn't part of that. It wasn't meant to be, so it wasn't going to lead anywhere. And then the third element is the actual event of being jumped seemingly being Asian, and how I reacted to that. Trying to fit in with other Asians as a result, to kind of push myself in the opposite direction, but then being again rejected from that as well. So a couple things going on, and they all kind of build on one another. So I got to take the day, think about how they tie together exactly, and we'll see what comes out the other end. Interesting stuff, though. I think I'm going right here, right? Is this it? Yep, this is it. Alright guys, here at this coffee shop, gonna meet up with a friend. I'll check back in later today, whether it's on the bike or back at home, I don't know. But good start to the day.
Thank you for riding with MTA, New York City Transit.
Alright guys, doing a bit of a different outro here. Actually, hold up. Welcome to Flushing. This is Flushing, Queens, about as far out as you can go on the 7 train. Mega complexes. We're going to be going into one of these guys in here. I don't think this one, but usually I enter on that on my motorcycle. A lot more fun than the train. Different type of outro today. We are going to be walking around Flushing, people watching, getting something to eat, and getting her nails did. So I'll do the recap in a minute, but I'm going to show you guys a little bit of Flushing.
Oh shit.
This is the last stop on this train. Everyone, please leave the train and make a way with MTA New York City Transit.
Oh, I lost you. The old New Yorker in me is gone. I don't have the hustle anymore. I ride my motorcycle too much. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? So this is like light for Flushing. This is not busy at all. Hold up. I gotta do a good deed for the day. See you, yep. Oh, I got you. Would have been a bad day, yeah? Oh, made it. And did my good deed for the day. Returned somebody's glasses. Alright guys, hold up. This is Main Street of Flushing. What street is this? Is this actually called Main Street?
Did you know Main Street is the most common street name in America? There's like so many main streets.
Is that for real?
I'm pretty sure. So if you want to like, if you don't want to tell people where you live, you can just say Main Street. It's easy.
Oh, this place. Alright, we're going to the spa, guys. I seem to have been sucked into the manicure, pedicure world.
How many? 30 minutes? 30分钟多少钱？啊？30分钟
Feels
30
good
块。
to treat
It's 30
yourself.
minutes, $30. Okay.
So, first of all, I got a pedicure,
No, you just
which is awesome. Oh, I had a cleaning. And then on the way out, I proceeded to destroy the display that they had set up. So, there's that.
Yeah,
Can't take me anywhere.
should have left.
This is a spot that has like a mini garden on the inside. Been meaning to go there forever. Never been. And then the big food, where's that big mall? The big, massive one where you usually go inside?
Oh, we will know.
Oh. Plane so fucking close to to the ground. Entrance is this way?
Do you want to go in?
We can.
We always go in.
Yeah, we always do that.
I'm just hungry, but I don't know where to eat.
Because there are too many options, although that's not a terrible complaint to have. Flushing, when I come here, I'm not familiar with Flushing. Like, I didn't grow up out here. You spent a lot more time in Flushing than me.
Lived around here for maybe 3-4 years.
3 years you lived here?
3-4 years.
But this is like a mega Chinatown. If you're not from the boroughs, then you don't know. But this is like Chinatown times 50. Yeah, if you know, you know. Tons of places. I don't know what's good and what's not, but there is just a plethora of food everywhere. There's food carts, there's food bikes, and everything's packed out. So like, I don't think you can go wrong out here, really.
Well, I don't know.
Oh. This is the first time I came here. Well, the first time I've been to Flushing before I met you, but I don't remember it. First time I really came was with you, and I felt, wow, this is crazy. I never felt like more of a foreigner because it is a sea of Asian, like Asian everywhere, and this was a culture shock even for me. To bring it back to the adoptee point. Felt rather foreign when I came out here the first time. But then, the second and third time, just a sense of excitement. Like, there's an energy here that you can't recreate. Even in New York City, Chinatown, it's just you have more space, there's more of everything. If you want good food, here. But if you want good food, you gotta come with someone who knows what they're doing.
Even I don't know what we're doing.
It's really easy to get turned
Away from
around.
the food. Oh, God.
Hey. A lot of these decals down here, the marketing stuff. Going down this one?
Dead.
Let's go down the place we went to. And then we'll go into the mall. We'll go into the big mall.
Oh, you really like that mall.
Yeah, there's stuff in there. They got the ice cream with the gold on it.
Is that what you want?
No, I want something to snack. I don't even know what I want. I really want noodles, but I'm not like hungry enough to really like fucking get down, you know?
Something.
Yeah. Oh my god. What a fucking cool ass truck. That's a truck. That's a truck.
Wait, what?
It had like all the levers and it's yellow and purple and like that's a truck. You wanna go down this way? Okay. So many, like, you know what's funny is oftentimes I don't like, okay, hear me out here. This is like a taste of what it's like to be not American in America.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had that when we went to Vietnam and we went to the Philippines too, for obvious reasons. Felt like, oh, that's what it feels like. To not be able to read any sign and be like, oh, that's where the subway is. That's where that is. It's kind of grounding, a little bit. It just gives you, it sheds a little light onto that experience of being an immigrant here and not being able to like sift your way through as easily as somebody who's born here, right? It's just something I take for granted because I'm, I suppose, spoiled and kind of privileged. So, but when I come here, that's what I feel.
Much, you know? It's just not your little bubble in the city, but there's so much more.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty ignorant for being in one of the cities with the greatest exposure. I am fairly ignorant. Don't know how that happened, I suppose. That's the street, though.
Yeah.
That's the one with all the stuff, the cool stuff. So let's go down there.
This
Oh, would you look at that? A little bit of New York for you. But come to New York City. we have great things going on over here. Oh, baby! He's excited. That's how I am when I'm driving. Like, get the fuck out of the way. All right, this is the main strip. Not as crowded as usual, kind of open. My favorite pho spot was right there, but now it's closed. Ooh, what do we got here? Okay. Honda, CBR, Ducati, Monster SP. Yeah, baby. Wait, where did my fiance go? Oh, shit. Fucking leave me. Hey, what are you, RFK? When I'm bumped, get it? Get it?
Leave you to be
You get it?
martyred.
Because he left his wife and you just left me? I'm hilarious. Just admit it. Oh my God. So to me, having grown up in the city, mall life, completely foreign to mall life. This is like wild to me. Seen it in movies. I guess it's like how people feel about New York City. They haven't been in New York, and being there is surreal. Yeah, being in a mall is like oddly surreal to me. Very high schooly. Damn, hold on. I'm gonna go to the middle, do a roller. You know what's in here. Ooh.
Do they want to see like all the Labubus?
So we've been here before. This is a rotating sushi bar. So there's a belt that goes all around the restaurant with sushi on it, and you pick what you want, and you just eat it, just like in the movies. So this is a cool spot. Maybe we do this for dinner.
Oh, so no, I don't want that.
Oh no. C is a bit of a stretch. B is acceptable. Everybody has off days. This is some. What? I said this is something. I think it's pretty. Are you about to tell me that that's so white?
No, I already were gonna say something different. This is some. And then you just pause.
So, if you're like me and don't know what Labubus are, they're essentially collectible dolls, kind of similar to Beanie Babies, but not nearly as cute and fuzzy. They're kind of evil looking and.
Like the wild. Ones.
Yeah, like the wild things.
But
Like where the
there's so
wild
many
things are,
other
where the guy dresses up.
characters and brands, so like there's Skull Panda, there's Neoda, there's. I'm just reading the signs.
Okay.
There's Crybaby, Moon Gelato. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the brands.
Yeah. It's a whole thing, though. People collect these things and they go for a lot of money. You know, commerce at its finest. Want to keep walking? Do you want to go into this place? Or? Oh, and they got a pool here. So, how would you describe Tangram Mall? Tangram Mall is like
Tangram.
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 Tangram Mall is a very new establishment out here in Flushing. A mix of luxury and it's a higher end mall. This is the place with golden ice cream. And that's pretty fucking cool. So we're gonna finagle around here, get something to eat. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of Flushing and how I suppose interact with this place. I think it's really entertaining. It's really fun. I want to eat everything. I'm gonna cut today's video here. No need for a recap. I did it on the bike. Tomorrow I'm gonna get up, definitely ride somewhere. I might take it as an easy day and maybe like reassess certain things, but not really go too deep. I need to take a break from this, the deeper segments that I'm doing, and just give my brain a little bit of a breather. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for whatever the hell unfolds. God damn, everything smells so good. Peace.